Hi, everybody. This is Coach Allison for Defy Aging, and we have week 25 to review today. And this week we have an in your own space routines. We're going to go back to that this week. So you're going to have a little space to yourself on the turf and gather a little bit of equipment that you're going to need. And you're going to be working in your own space, no rotating around the space this week. So we're going to set a clock for 24 minutes. There's 5 exercises. Everything is 10 reps, so there's no worrying about needing to remember different rep counts or anything like that. So 10 reps of everything. Single-sided exercises is going to be 10 reps on each side. Okay, so you have to remember that. And what you do is you just go through those 5 exercises in order in the list for as many rounds as you happen to get through within the 24 minutes. So there you go. It's called an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. Once that 24 minutes is wrapped up, everyone together is going to then complete a high intensity interval set, so a HIIT set of a cardio movement for 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, I believe for 5 rounds? 6 rounds. 20 on, 20 off for 6 rounds of a cardio movement. That's going to be our main cardio for the session for the week. And then, of course, we have a team builder finisher at the end. Okay, let's do some demonstrations. Okay, station one. What's on a station? I suppose you're in your own space. So exercise 1 is going to be a half meal wood chop. So we've done this one before. It's going to be a core focus, but it's actually going to get a lot of shoulders in it as well. So this is one of the ones where it is individual, single-sided. So you're going to do 10 reps on each side. But you're going to have a dumbbell. It's going to be on the lighter side, but that's different. Light is different for everybody. But it's going to need to be lighter than what you would do for a shoulder press. So just keep that little tidbit in mind. You're going to hold it on its ends like this. And you start down in the space that's open. So the side with the knee down, that's the side you start down on. And it's a rotation movement. So you can do this with an anti-rotation too, but we're going to do it with a rotation. So you start down here. It's important though that we're not leaning down. So you do keep your body up tall. Just let the arms come down. And we rotate as we lift up and back to the other direction. And it's a very slow movement. So we're not going for speed and like whipping, anything like that. It's a slow, controlled movement. Keep the arms mostly straight. See how my arms are mostly straight, just a very soft bend in the elbow. So this would be me locking out my elbow, and this is me keeping it slightly straight. Let your head, your shoulders, your head, and your gaze kind of go with the hands. That helps you to get a better range of motion. Lastly, this back arm is going to want to kind of bend like that. Try to avoid that and keep it straight. Okay? 10 reps on each side. For anyone staying off the knees, you can turn it into a standing staggered stance. So it's very similar. See how I took it from this up to this? And you can do that same thing. This does, however, get really challenging for the balance. So if you try that and the balance is not feeling safe for you, then take it to a parallel, more standard stance. And you're going to take that staggered position out of the equation and do the wood chop movement without that staggered component, which is totally fine. You're still getting the core work. You're still getting the shoulder work. So a couple of different options there, but 10 reps on each side. Exercise 2 is new, but not really. So that was probably confusing. The starting position of a thruster, which we did last week, well, we did the single-sided, the alternating, but with the weights at the shoulders, we're going to do a racked squat. So this is a racked position with dumbbells. We've done a racked squat often with kettlebells, in which you hold the weight very different. But the main part of a racked squat is that you're holding some weight at your shoulder or chest height. So we hold the weights at the shoulders, but they are not resting on the shoulders like this. So that's what we're not doing. You're still needing to engage the shoulders and the arms to hold the weights there. And again, like if we were doing a thruster, we would push the weights up. We're not doing that part. We're not doing the thrust part. So a dumbbell rack squat looks like this. We keep the weights at the shoulder height. Try to avoid them falling like this. I want you to pretend that your hand here is like a server's tray, and there's a glass of water here. And so we can't let this hand tip, or that glass of water would tip. So keep that hand flat, that dumbbell parallel to the floor. All right. And again, that's 10. Everything we're doing this week is 10. So grab some challenging weights. Remember, we're not doing the press. So grab a challenging weight, 10 rack squats. Next exercise is a prone Y raise. This is rear delt, so back of the shoulder. And it's a super small movement, but it's actually pretty challenging. So you're lying prone on your stomach. Okay. What's the this one? Okay, because I need you to see my hands. Okay. And I'm getting really tucked into the corner here because I need you to see my hands, and I didn't realize how far away the camera, or how close the camera was. Okay. So after that debacle, you're lying on your stomach. Now it's going to feel like Superman. There's no lower body involved in this at all. It's all arm and shoulder is the only thing moving. So arms, it's called a Y raise. So you're going to put your arms in kind of a Y position, and your thumbs are facing up to the ceiling. So that means your pinkies should be lying up flush with the ground, lying on the floor. So we're not doing this. It's this. Okay? And again, we're in a Y position, so we're not straight forward, and we're not out in a T. So somewhere right in the middle. Keep your nose pointing down. And then what you do is you don't have to have your face resting on the floor. So lift your torso up just about an inch. I don't know if you even saw me doing that. Again, this would be me resting down. This is me coming up 1 or 2 inches. And that's where you keep your torso and your chest. From here, all we do is raise and lower the arms. It's harder than it looks. You're going to feel tempted to kind of use some body movement to thrust and help lift those arms, but try really hard to fight that urge and do not do that, because that's not helping what we're trying to target here. You're turning that then into a Superman. So keep the torso still, and simply we are raising, well, I shouldn't say simply because it's not simple, but the concept is simple. We're raising and lowering the arms only. Okay. Anyone staying off of the floor, there's a lot of options, and it's going to take forever to go through them. So I'll show you one, and then I'll verbalize the other two, and the coaches will know what to do with the other. But you can do a stability ball. It's actually kind of tricky, though, I think, because to get in and out of it. So kind of get started like a plank. You can actually rest your torso on it. Okay. And then you're fully rested with your chest on the ball. And we do that same arm movement that I already went over. And we can do the movement on the ball. Okay. It can be a little tricky to get in and out of that, because I see how I had to kneel down just to kind of get off of it. So anyways, now other options are an incline bench, where you can lie your chest on an incline bench. So you're like this with an incline bench, or there's an apparatus called a lower back extension machine, which also puts your body in that same forward. The machine kind of supports you on your ribs and your stomach here, and you're forwardly leaning. Can you say that? Leaning forward, and it puts your body in the right position. So the coaches will know what all of that means. There's a couple of different options, lots of things to do if you are someone that does not get down to the floor. So we've got you covered, don't worry, but we are really going to target those rear delts this week. That's our prone Y raise. Next exercise, single leg glute thrust. Okay, lying flat on your back. Gonna keep one leg bent, but the other leg is just up in the air somewhere. You can keep it bent, you can put it straight, I don't care. This leg is bent though, foot on the floor, and we do a hip lift, hip bridge, glute thrust. They're all kind of called the same thing, they're all different names, but the same movement. Yep, there we go. And then 10 on one side, switch 10 on the other side. Do fully tap your hips, your butt to the floor between each rep, but don't take a full, like a full body rest. So keep the reps going, little tap to the floor, and 10 each side. Again, anyone staying off the floor, we're going to take this to a step up. single leg step up. And all I mean by that is doing all on one side before switching sides. So pick a side, come up, come back down. Leave the leg that you're working though, leave that leg up. So we'll do all 10 on that side, put the other leg up there, all 10 on the other side. So that's your alternative for anyone staying off of the floor. So that'll be our glute focus station. One way, if you're doing the step up option, you can make it target a little more glute as opposed to thigh. When you are stepping up, it's kind of a mental thing, but you have to focus on stepping through your heel. So try to use more of your heel than your toes. I know I'm doing it, but you can't see anything. But if you focus more on stepping through your heel, it's going to make it be a little more glute focused. So anyway, okay, that is that exercise. Final station exercise, or I keep saying station, it's just habit. Exercise number 5, 2-point row. We've done this a million times. Of course, if you're brand new with us, you haven't done it a million times yet. 2-point row. So you're stabilizing with yourself. You don't have a third thing here like a box or a bench to stabilize. So you're going to rest on your front knee. Nice wide stance. The wide, I don't mean wide like width-wise. I mean wide like front to back. I don't know what the... that's important. If your feet are too close like this, it can cause, it kind of kinks the whole movement up and it doesn't fall into the right place. So really step that back leg back. That opens up all of this space here to do it correctly. Pull this weight up. We've done this so many times. I know if you're regular with us, you're probably sick of this demonstration by now. Pull it up and slightly back towards your hip. You want it more towards the hip than towards the chest. So if you're pulling up towards the chest, that is not correct. You're shrugging then, you're not activating the back muscles, which is what we want. So you should be pushing your shoulder down away from your ear, pulling the weight kind of slightly back. You can get a little bit of a twist here, very subtle. We don't want to twist like excessive, but that shoulder and chest can kind of open up a little to the ceiling. Okay, 10 each side. Pick a challenging weight because your back muscles, believe it or not, this is not an arm exercise. The arm is the lever, because to work out your back for most back things, you have to hold the weight with something, and we have hands. So the arm is the lever, but it's a back exercise, and your back is one of your strongest muscle groups. So pick a challenging weight, 10 reps each side. All right, we got all 5. We got the 24 minutes done. Now we're going to all together do 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off for 6 rounds of high plank jacks. Okay, so this will be cardio and core kind of mixed together. High plank is a plank on the hands instead of the elbows, hips level, so we're not doing any of this. And the jack is exactly what it sounds like, jumping the feet in and out. We can also do a tap as well for another option. There is no knee option for this, so if needed, we can take this to an incline as another option. So we can do either the jumps or the taps up on an incline. If you're on an incline though, look out for not coming back like this. That can start to happen. You can start to travel backwards. You always want your shoulders directly above your hands. It shouldn't be back from your hands, so keep that in mind. But anyway, 20 on, 20 off times 6, some high intensity intervals. That's going to be our main cardio for the week. All right, and then our team builder or finisher, because we're all going to be, I guess we're working as a team, it's going to be a single leg balance. So we're going to time each leg for 1 minute, and we're just going to see how much of that minute everyone can hold a single leg balance. You cannot use anything for assistance. Now, when we're doing a single leg exercise in our normal routine, we always say use something for balance assistance. But the purpose for this is to work on your balance without any assistance. So for this purpose, for the team builder this week, you were going to say like no going up to something, because you could do this and hold something all day long until you just fell asleep. So a couple things to keep in mind. We're not pushing the up leg into the balancing leg. So see, or not doing this. And if you can, this is taking it up to a progression, because already just putting that foot off the floor is hard. But if you are ready for this step, see if you can get this leg up to a parallel and 90 degrees in the knees. So up like this. Okay, that's something to work towards. But we'll see if anyone gets the full minute. Let's give it a try. And it's okay if we're stumbling. It's okay if we're putting the foot down. Jump back into it. Put that leg back up. Keep working on it. We're going to do a minute on each leg. See which leg is better. It's not always your dominant side. I think many people are surprised to learn if you're right-handed, it's not always your right leg that's the better balancing leg. So we'll see. Let's work on that balance this week. Okay, that wraps up week 25 already. So hope you enjoyed this workout and these movements. So I'll see you back next week for week 26.